We're on now?
Yep.
Okay. Apparently we had some audio issues. Anyway, my name is Bobby. I'm with Tech Support, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Gamble Professional Bobbin Winder. We've already unboxed this thing, but inside the box you'll find a flyer for Gamble Education. There's a lot of good stuff that you'll be able to find on Gamble Education, whether you're just starting out with quilting or whether you've been doing it for a long time. So check that out. Go to the website. And also for the instructions of the bobbin winder, you'll find this. And you can either scan that thing right there, which I have no idea what it is, and they say that it'll give you your instructions. Or if you're more old school like me, you can type in down here, it tells you gamble.com/winder, and it'll give you the instructions on how to set up and operate this professional bobbin winder. And it's really only about a 3-page document, the instructions. Also, there'll be your cord will be in the box there. One of the improvements that we've done on this from the last bobbin winder is we've got a 10-foot long cord because a lot of people had voiced the desire to have that. Like Andrew says, you can people complain about not having enough cord, but they won't complain about having too much cord. So, first thing we're going to do when we get this is to assemble it. It comes with a pre-wound a perfect bobbin that this thing makes of thread, and every bobbin winder has that just to test it out and make sure that everything functions fine. And as you can see, this is a beautiful bobbin of thread, and it's in good shape. The only assembly that you need to do, other than plugging this thing in, is the thread guide post, which goes right on like this. What we've done with this bobbin winder is listen to the feedback from our customers and what they wanted to have in the bobbin winder. And so the improvements that you'll see on this one is based on that feedback that we've gotten from the customers. So as you can see, I just screwed that in place. This is the thread guide post, and this is the thread cone post, and you do the same thing with it and just screw it in place. Before I get going on this, one of the features about this bobbin winder is that it is so much quieter. It's just wonderful. See, you can turn this on. See how quiet that is? Now, when I actually start winding a bobbin with it, you'll hear a little more noise. But that's just the noise of the thread going through it. But I wanted you to hear it without the bobbin being wound on it. This thing basically has no maintenance at all needed on it. The previous other bobbin winders may require O-rings and oiling or different things like that, but this one doesn't need any maintenance. The only possible maintenance you may need is like if you're using a real linty type of thread, these tension discs, sometimes you might need to blow the lint out of them. But other than that, it's maintenance free. It comes pre-adjusted for standard quilting bobbins. And if you want to, if you needed to change it for some reason, which you shouldn't need to, unless you're doing something different, these optic sensors right here, they detect how. If I put this back on there, this sensor looks to this sensor, and when the thread gets filled up on the bobbin, it automatically stops the winding, so it is filled to the perfect fullness of that bobbin. So those two optic sensors, and if you wanted to make your bobbin more full or less full, all you have to do is just loosen that screw, and these optic sensors will move one way or the other. So it's real simple. The other adjustment, like I say, these are preset, so you shouldn't need to adjust them, but if you ever wanted to, this black knob will adjust the tension if you wanted to wind your bobbin tighter, which the old rule of thumb is for tension, if you just press on the thread of your bobbin, it should feel similar to a cone of thread. You know, if you press on that with your fingernail, it should feel the same. So, but if you ever wanted to adjust your tension to make it tighter or looser, harder or spongier, that black knob would be the one. If for some reason maybe you dropped the bobbin winder and your settings got off a little bit, where the thread was being filled up more on one side than the other, this silver knob here will adjust that. So, and you'll see once I wind a fresh bobbin here, you'll see how that thread just goes back and forth, and ideally it'll be just flat across right there. So, all right, let me show you how to wind a bobbin on this one. It's really easy. You just take your thread off the cone. I'll put the cone of thread on the cone post, and just run it through the top here like this, through that one, and feed it down through this one. And down here, you'll notice that these tension discs, it looks a lot like the tensioners that you'll see on some of the machines. But all you do is just feed the thread through that hole, pull it through, and just slide it between the discs. See there? Just slides right between the discs. And I'm going to step over on the other side here. Now, really simple. You just take your bobbin and you want to pass the thread from the inside to the outside, just to start it out. Press it all the way down onto this post here, and all you do is press the green start button. Now, I do want to say that the controls on this stop button you won't really need to use because it stops it on its own. But if for some reason you wanted to stop in the middle of a bobbin, you would just push the red stop button. Your speed, generally, most people want to just keep it on plus, on the maximum speed. If you ever were dealing with some really fragile thread or thread that might be easy to break, you can put it on a low speed or something like that. But generally, you'll do just fine on the fast speed, which I kind of like anyway. It's kind of fun to see it go real fast. So I've got it all set up. It's threaded, and we're going to go ahead and start this bobbin, and you'll see how great this thing functions. I kind of broke that thread off myself. Let's do that one more time. You don't want to pull on the thread before you start running the thing. All right, pull it through there. All right, and we start it. Now you can see how it goes back and forth and fills up the bobbin. I'm going to cross around behind you. Now the bobbin is almost complete already in just this short amount of time. And you can see that it's very quiet, and it just completely shuts itself off. Now the old bobbin winder we had, the bobbin would stop winding, but the motor would keep on running. This one, you can just set that thing to wind the bobbin, and you can walk off and do whatever you need to get done. And whenever you get ready, whether it be a minute later or whether it be several hours later, your bobbin will be here ready for you. So once your bobbin is wound, I forgot to mention there's a cutter right here, a handy cutter. There's a razor in there, and you just pull your bobbin off, pull it right over there, and it just cuts it off really nicely, and you have a perfect bobbin. And I think that's all that I wanted to share about this Gamble Professional Bobbin Winder.
you can contact your dealer to order one.
Okay. Yes, you can contact your dealer, your gamble dealer, if you want to order one of these, and they'll set you up. We got great dealers all over the country. And I think that's it.
All right.